And I'm gonna say something that my grandmama told me. Two things. You're right, Rashad. I hate agreeing with you. No, I'm just kidding. But you're right when you say that, it's about how people grow up. Because when I met my husband, even though we were like 17, he told me, I watched my daddy take care of a whole family. I want to be that man when I grow up. So who am I to be like, nope, I'm gonna do this? Nope, because you need, like, that's your extension of, or your idea of manhood. I'm gonna support that in all the ways I know how.
So you didn't work,
huh? Say it again.
So you didn't work.
You want to support him.
It don't have to
You
do
want
with
to
work.
take his whole family.
It don't have to do with
so
work.
That means you didn't work.
That means it didn't work, or I didn't work.
No, you didn't go to work.
I mean, for the first, like,
whole family.
For the first year, I ain't gonna lie, it didn't work. It was boring.
See, y'all talk this stuff that is that you cannot. You talk the stuff that you just cannot do. The way y'all talk about how y'all want y'all life to be, it will never be that way. You can't do it. A lot of men say, I want to take care of my family. I don't want my wife to work. I want you to be able to submit to me.
I ain't never said I wasn't supposed to work. He still want to take care of the family. I still want to be a nanny. That still can coincide at the same time. Being a nanny, it's still something I want to do.
No,
so he's still taking care of me.
That go to
I'm
boss.
gonna make as much money as he makes. I know, right? They go to real boss.
Yeah, that's the one everybody's submitting to.
I know, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna say something. My grandma told me a long time ago. Like I said about me and being the leader, it's not gonna always be my idea, and that's all right, because all my ideas are not great ideas. All his ideas are not going to be great ideas. The goal, though, is to, even if it's not going to be a good idea, learn from your fails. Shoot, if it was my idea and we fail, I expect the same grace. I expect you to be like, some ideas don't, always work out. Whatever. I don't expect you to run me through the ringer. See, that's why I'm gonna let you make no decisions. I don't expect that. So I'm going to give you the same grace. That maybe wasn't a good idea. I know you already know that wasn't a good idea. Let's look at how we can do things differently. So,
yeah, I think at the end of the day, you just got to find somebody who thinks like you do about this situation. I think Canon has a good point about, and Darren, you made this point too. It's not typical. You got a lot of men who want to supposedly be the leaders of their home, but they don't have women who want to submit. And then you have women who do want to submit, but you don't have men who know how to lead. So you could say, oh, well, you got to adjust. But at the end of the day, I think that it's like a personal choice, and we can't force our ideals on other people.
A good leader is also a good follower.
Walking away from this conversation without a clear understanding on what this submission is.
Nah, look.
I would either. Y'all done changed the definition 3 times. I done looked it up on my phone. Y'all talking about it. I'm like, what? I'm confused.
Y'all know what submit means. Y'all know what submit means. Y'all need to stop acting crazy.
Nah, people really don't know what submit means. Shit, I don't know what submit means.
Y'all said it's not servant. Then you said I gotta go against better judgment.
That's what I'm saying. Like every time I walk away from this conversation,
that's why we should kill the word submit, man. But let's use the word.
I don't even think we know what we're talking about.
Let's do that word.
In reality,
no more.
In reality,
but look, at the end of the day, I don't want to leave this conversation on some like, let's work, whatever works for you type of stuff. We should have like a general standard that people should go by. I think that's what's wrong with our community.
Right. How do you have a general standard?
You said what?
I don't think.
But see, I think that's what's wrong with our community.
We have to find people who we are compatible with. That's what I think.
But that doesn't help anybody. That doesn't help lead anybody.
No, that's not true, because listen, Rashad, like, I'm just going to be
how do you determine help? What? Who are you,
Darwin and Canon, it's working for them. So,
yeah, but
I don't think we're really doing anything different than most other people are doing. That's what's driving me crazy. I know people, I talk to people, and just like Rashad said, just because you say the words, I submit to my you still doing the same shit I'm doing. That's what's so frustrating.
That's the point I'm making too. Like
maybe you don't have a problem.
So do you want? So Canon, do you want Darwin to lead?
My wife makes decisions.
He leads in the areas that he's strong in, and I lead in the areas that I'm strong in, just like every freaking body else doing their relationships.
Submit to each other, but
everybody does this in their relationships. Everybody I know does the same shit.
But listen. This is why like having a standard makes a difference, because Raven, you made that point, like going to the UN meetings and seeing like America having, female leaders and stuff like that. And
it's not anything wrong with that.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but Canon and Darwin, y'all made the example of adjusting the change and stuff like that. But like we as a Black community have adjusted that change. And look what that change has got us, not in a good place.
All I'm saying is y'all saying that we are doing something drastically different than other people are doing. And I'm telling you, we know plenty of other married couples, religious and non-religious, and we're fucking not. We're not doing anything drastically.
And what y'all saying?
We're doing the same shit. People just saying stuff out their mouth that's not lining up with reality.
What we doing, Raven? I know you and your husband probably cooperate from the talks we had. Probably cooperate the way me and my wife cooperates. It's just. You don't want to use the word, like you already said, you don't like the word submit, so you don't even want to use that word.
Whose blueprint do y'all go off of?
See, and that was what I was going to say.
Our own blueprint.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, on the face of it, of course, we both make decisions. I'm not going to call him and be like, hey, babe, what should I make for dinner tonight? If I got a meal plan, I'm going to be like, I'm making either fish or chicken, and you decide whichever one you want for dinner. Or you don't have to decide, and I can make whichever. It's not that serious. However, the end goal, the big plan, is to get him to a master tech. It's not about my nannying business. It's not about what I got going on this end of the world. It's to get his.
And career. I know a guy who, if you would have made a meal for him like that, he would have said you wrong and you're not submissive, because the fact is this: you should have called him and gave him a choice on what you was gonna make. Am I right, babe?
That is not a good husband.
I was going to say that sounds like
that is not a dude who should be a husband or a leader.
That sounds like a very mean man. If I know you like chicken, I know you like man. You be happy with either one.
Give you the choice first.
Wait, hold on, y'all. Y'all talking at once.
Right. Hey, I don't know what kind of dudes be in Chicago, man.
See, ain't no grass out there. Ain't no hay. That's what it is.
Don't be putting my people out there.
Just saying.
The men y'all described, it's like
that submission is a mouthful, boy. I'm telling you.
All I'm saying is a lot of things that's being described and a lot of things that people are saying words, but like I say, in reality, in most households that I see, people lead on what they're strongest in, and their partner accepts that. That's what's happening.
A lot of men call me
all these conversations, like I say.
But I love empowering my wife, because guess what? She's going to empower my daughters. So I'm never going to allow her to dim her light just so I can feel like a man. Like, part of being a man is being able to just sit back and be like, yeah, hey, just like you said, a CEO. Even if you want to use that example, a CEO, sometimes he just sit back and let the other people just call the shots and run things. He might not know nothing for 2-3 months of what's going on in his business until some shit hit red. Be like, oh, hold on, let me step in. So the fact is, he's still submitting because he's letting people handle things that is of importance to him. So what type of labels you want to use, it's okay. But we was talking about 50-50. It's just, I mean, it's 50-50.
But see, that works for y'all because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Canon, you wouldn't say I want my man to lead, or you wouldn't say I want to submit.
No, because
I do lead.
No, I'll tell you, I just wouldn't say those words because, like I say, I live in reality and I like to have a connection on the words that I say to actions. So what I'm telling you is, after having this conversation 11 million times, I still don't have a clear understanding of what exactly that entails. When somebody's like, I want my man to live, like, he has to have the final say.
Well, Rashad, I don't want you to be confused with this. I don't want you to be confused that I don't lead.
Right, like
I don't lead.
Final,
I very much lead. I just don't win to lead.
Like the final definition that I've ever gotten is always who has the last say in the house if y'all just can't decide on something. That's what it always boils down to. So what I'm being told that's what that's supposed to mean. And no, I don't want that. I don't just want him just because he got a penis. Then I'm like, oh, you got the final say because we couldn't agree on something. No, we're gonna figure this out. We're two adults. We have minds. We have information at our fingertips. like he said, we have trust for each other. So why can't we come to an agreement? Why would I have to just be like, that's some lazy shit? Like, oh, you have the penis, so you make the decision. What? Like, what is that? I've just never seen that play out. So that's why
it's not quite like that. But
because I still don't know what that means. And
that's exactly what it's like.
Saying that because I also don't see that in practice. Like most relationships that I see, and especially when you're talking about people having more than one breadwinner for their household, that is how they're run. I don't care what people say out their mouth. They could keep saying that shit all they want to, but I'm looking at what they're doing, is what I'm saying. And they're doing the same shit me and my husband are doing. So they could keep being like, oh, because I want, fine, beautiful for you. Keep telling yourself that's what you're doing. I'm looking at you. I see you doing the same thing.
I would say mine kind of mirrors more of what Raven and her husband are doing. Like there's a blueprint, and we're following that blueprint and supporting what that blueprint is going to. And both are supporting it, but it was the blueprint for her husband. For whatever reason.
But how? Okay, I guess I'm asking, how else would you have a relationship if you planning on getting two people together and y'all coming together as one, right? And y'all trying to have a vision, a goal for your family. How the fuck else are you going to do it successfully?
Some people plan their careers separately. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't look for him to help me with my nanny career, but I actively go out my way to help him with his, mechanic career. So I don't know.
Sometimes two visions, two wants of a people, like two people can't mesh, so you have to make a decision. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and the penis ends up making the final decision just because he got a penis. Is that
whoever level-headed man who makes good decisions? It's because you picked a level-headed man who makes good decisions, who's confident, who's got a vision.
Penis.
That's always helps out the decision making.
Some people are okay with that.
Because that's what the women say they want. It's that simple.
Some people are okay with that.
Right, and it's okay.
Don't get me wrong.
And I understand, that's not what you would just say you want, Canon. I think that's why it works for you guys, but it's different. And I'm saying,
no, because I live in reality.
And that's it could be for whatever reason.
No.
Most women say the opposite.
But are they getting that?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It matters to me. I'm not gonna say some shit just to say it, just because it sounds good.
It's not just to say it though. It's not just to say it though.
All right, y'all. We have a reality.
Guys, is it reality for most people, Rashad? Yes or no? Is it reality for most people? You said most women say they want it. Is that the reality for most women, though?
To have it or to
they
want
say it when they get it.
When
they think they got it. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No, but there's other reasons.
So I like to live in a place called reality. So I don't just say shit just to say it. Is what I'm saying. So no, I would not say that.